Hello, welcome back. This is KP from First Class GP, and today we're going to talk about Myanmar and democracy. So what's happening in Myanmar right now? For those of you who have been following the news, you know that in February 2021, Aung San Suu Kyi was detained by the military in a military coup. Aung San Suu Kyi is the leader of Myanmar. For those of you who don't know, she won the Nobel Peace Prize for fighting for democracy in Myanmar. And to understand this whole thing, we must know a little bit of Myanmar's history. Myanmar, for a long time, was under military rule. The military was and still is a very powerful force in Myanmar. Aung San Suu Kyi was fighting against the military for democracy, and because of that, she was placed under house arrest, which is essentially being imprisoned at home. She was released in 2010, 15 years later, and in 2015, she won the presidential election in Myanmar. In 2020, which is just last year, she won again by a landslide, by a lot. Now, let's pause here for a minute and think about this question. Is democracy in crisis? That's a legit GP question. Is democracy in crisis? First of all, to understand democracy, you gotta understand two things. Any democracy must have elections. And if you run for the election and you lose the election, you must be able to contest the result. So, two things there. Now, this will prevent any political party from having an overwhelming power in politics. Aung San Suu Kyi won the election in 2020 by a landslide. But the military party didn't like the result and claimed that the election was rigged, there was electoral fraud without evidence. They were unhappy with the result, and with their power, they arrested Aung San Suu Kyi and those who won the election. That's what led to the military coup in Myanmar. This may sound familiar to some of you. In 2020, during the US presidential election, Donald Trump claimed that Joe Biden committed electoral fraud without evidence. He used this as a pretext to incite violence at the Capitol Hill, which is what you saw this year. And here's my opinion. I'm not saying that electoral frauds do not exist, but I believe that electoral frauds are just as dangerous as claims, false claims of electoral fraud. The reality is, democracy is a messy business. In one of the YouTube comments I saw, someone said this: in Africa, whenever there's an election, there will be blood. So, is democracy in crisis? That's something for you to think about. If you enjoy this video and the content we have on Instagram and YouTube, you can help us by giving us a thumbs up, or you can like our post. That will really help us with the algorithm. And once again, this is KP from First Class GP. We'll see you again.